Hey, welcome to another edition of the Lifestyle Show. I'm here. I have a beautiful guest on my show. You know, he was on the show earlier. He's an action director, stuntman, debonair. He was on the show. We're talking a little bit about what he's doing, directing the movies. So I want to introduce everybody to Nick, Mr. Smith.
Yep.
So I just say Nick, man, because I know
that's
that.
fine. That's fine. Nick is fine.
Hey, man, welcome back again to the show,
thank you
my friend.
for having me. Appreciate it.
Man, last time on the show, you was kind of going to a little bit about how you got started and that type of stuff and whatnot, and you being from Iowa, that type of thing, whatever, and a little bit how you started in the martial arts, whatever. Now we're gonna fast forward. Now, you were telling us a little bit about that you and went out to California. Okay, what was that trip about?
Yeah, just kind of, we've been writing a lot of TV shows and movies and pitching on the ideas and everything. So kind of going out there and doing things and kind of just, you know, I'd like to get a few more auditions out there and everything, but right now kind of focusing on the behind the scenes filmmaking part of it and writing and different things like that.
I mean, now how do you pitch an idea? How do you go about pitching an idea? What's the process?
You start with a script, what we call a treatment. So essentially, it's like it's kind of like a 10 to 12 page. You can make it as long as you want, but essentially, it's just a short version of the script. What everything that's going to happen, it lays it out. And you send it to someone. You send it to agents, or you send it to studios, or you give it to your agent to give to people. And people can read it, and then if they are interested, they say, you know what, I'd be interested in reading that script. Then you send them the script, and they read it and say, you know what, let's talk more about it. And then they, you know, maybe call you or call your agent or whatever, and say, hey, we're interested in maybe producing this or maybe making this or doing something with this script, you know, and you go and you talk to them and kind of say what your vision is, what their vision is, and kind of go from there. So
right. So that's how you did. That's what you did.
A little bit, yeah, and also it's about knowing people too. I kind of knew some people. A good friend of mine, he wrote the film Pound of Flesh with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Right, yeah.
He's from the University of Iowa. I kind of met him through a friend, one of my friends. He's cousins with him, so kind of just through this weird circle, and he kind of helped me and kind of said, you know what, you should, you know, do what you know, write what you know. You know, I tried to write all these kind of weird films, the artsy films, and he kind of just said, you know what, just write what you know. And I was like, well, I know action, so just kind of sat down and wrote an action script, and you know, kind of been sending it out everywhere. So.
Right. And then how long was you in California?
Only a few days, just a couple days, just kind of out there sightseeing and kind of talking and pitching ideas and meeting other stunt guys and, you know, action people.
Oh, right, yeah, because you were a stunt coordinator.
Yeah, trying to meet some other people to do some other things and different things, you know. So LA has a lot of them out there.
Oh, my goodness, that's all they got as far as in the movie business, man. You want action, drama, romance, whatever you want, comedy, you know, it's out there in California. And you were saying you was at the Warner Brothers lot.
Yes.
Yeah, was that, okay, so you got a chance to talk to some people out there? And,
a few, not a lot. That was more of a kind of a side thing. I went there to kind of sightsee and then ended up talking to some people and stuff like that. So
yeah, and now another thing that you was telling me a little bit about Traffic. Now, what's going on with that? So
Traffic was a short film that we just did. One for promotion, kind of show, you know, our talent, our showcase, what we can do, the stunt guys, some stunt team guys that I have and everything. And then another was just to kind of get our names out there and everything. So we are in the post-production stages right now. We're almost finished editing it. We're just kind of adding a few finishing touches to it. And then the idea is next year maybe submit it to the HBO Film Festival and probably a few other film festivals and kind of see how it does, and even show it to producers and say, hey, look, I'm doing an action film. This is what I do. Maybe you can help me, you know, get some executive producers or other people involved and interested.
Now, Traffic is going to be more of a television, like a series or it's going to be on a big screen when you know.
So I think Traffic is just a short film, so it's probably about 20 minutes long. It's not very long. It was just kind of a smaller story, just the kind of beginning, middle, and end, and then kind of had some action in the middle and stuff. So. Kind of about the human trafficking issue that's going on today.
So that's what you basically, the movie, the film is about.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. It's it's one of those things that it's kind of it's the number one crime in the world right now is human trafficking.
What?
Unfortunately,
That's unbelievable. No.
And we
More
found
so,
some interesting things about it. And I was like, you know what, this should be something to help raise awareness.
Right, right. So you're talking about in the United States or all over the world?
It's right now. It's in the U.S., but I think it's becoming more worldwide. I mean, I think you hear about Eastern Europeans and all that kind of stuff. Don't travel there.
Right.
I think there's a little truth to that and everything. I didn't do a lot of research, but I did do some and kind of found some interesting things about it. So I just wrote about it.
Right. Anything in here that you found? Some stories that you.
No, there were a few, but when I wrote it, I kind of took little bits of each story and I put it together and made this story. And the story starts off with a girl who's been missing for about 8 months, and a Chicago police detective was investigating, and then he goes missing. And so now the FBI gets involved and says, okay, obviously he was onto something. So now they've tracked down where this cop is, and they believe that if they can find out where he's at, maybe they can find the girl. But what they don't know is that the cop is being sold to a mob boss because he needs a Chicago detective for something. They don't know what.
Wow.
So they kind of stumble upon this gang meeting type of thing, and these two FBI agents kind of have to fight their way out of there and save everybody. And
now, are you in the movie? Are you?
Yes, I played a small role. I played a cameo appearance in the film. Played one of the agents that's trying to help him. But when I direct, I kind of tend to play a smaller role. Yeah. And just so I can focus on directing. When I'm acting, then I just want to stay in front of the camera and not do anything else. Right. And that's when I'll take bigger roles for that. But when I'm directing, I kind of just do a small cameo, Stan Lee type of thing.
Right. Stan Lee. I was going to say
Alfred
that.
Hitchcock type of thing. You just kind of appear in a scene and go,
there Nick is right there. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I kind of played one of the FBI agents that's looking for the cop with his partner, and they do some fighting, and we did some cool stuff with the fights. We got the stunt team in, flew in a couple guys from Louisiana, a guy from Wisconsin, some guys from Minnesota. Wow! All came down, some stunt guys, and we did some cool stunts and some cool stuff like that.
So they're not just stunt people, not just only in California.
No.
But you think there's some good ones out here in the Midwest
I mean, this thing about stunts is martial arts, fighting stunts, you kind of have to have some talent because you have to know what you're doing. But regular stunts, just to jump off a bridge or something like that, you just have to be willing to do it. Just kind of be dumb, just say, I'll run and jump and, land, and hopefully you don't break anything.
Hopefully.
But that, anyone can do that, that type of thing. But we tend to do more of the fighting stunts and the more visualized kind of choreograph. I have done stunts where I've jumped off bridges and cars and different things, but that was earlier in my career.
Oh yeah,
now I don't have to do that anymore.
That's good because you're young now. You're still young, but you really was young back then when you was doing that.
I was really young in my 20s then. I'd recover in a day. If I got hurt now, it's like a couple weeks, and I'm saying, I gotta, still got injured ribs or something like that.
Oh wow, man, wow. So that's amazing that this. Traffic and you doing that. Can't wait till you're done with that, and that can kind of come out and you get a distributor to distribute that, whether it be HBO, that'd be good. And you also you kind of you did one of my favorite movies. We just talked about before we was on air. Oh, G.I. Joe.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
G.I. Joe. Now you're in one of the prequels to G.I. Joe.
Yeah, so G.I. Joe, the Hollywood films, if you watch them, if you were a fan of G.I. Joe, you probably didn't like those films just because they just kind of Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Everything, and just kind of just wrote The Rock in for no reason and wrote these people in. And so Hasbro has been wanting to relaunch it, and I know there's supposed to be a new G.I. Joe film coming out in 2020, but they also opened it up to the fans. They did this kind of cool thing where they said, you make the film, and it can be part of our story. So a lot of fans from around did it, and so one that was made here in the Midwest, they did a full-length G.I. Joe film, a fan film type of thing. And so I played Storm Shadow, and I did the fight scenes, the fight choreography for them.
Okay.
And my scenes are finished. I think I don't know if they're completely finished or yet, but they finished that up, and I think that they'll be done. And I don't know how they're going to release it or what they're going to do. I think there's a lot of things with Hasbro and different things, but I'm sure
they're very secretive about how.
Yes, there's going to be some way that they may play it, or I don't know. So it might be one of those things that it might go and no one sees it ever. I don't know, but eventually, and when that does, I'll let you know. And
let me know. Yeah, definitely come.
Definitely,
let me know, because I'm definitely looking forward to seeing your part as that character, man. Because that character's bad, boy.
Yeah, and through that was able to get into a prequel of another G.I. Joe film, a flashback of how Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow became their characters. What happened to Snake Eyes' body for him to cover his face and body when they were in the military together. Him and Storm Shadow became good friends, and they served in the military together.
So all that was in during
the Vietnam War.
Right.
And so it's a flashback film. So it's G.I. Joe flashback film. So I'm going to play Storm Shadow in that. I'm going to play him, though, before he's Storm Shadow.
Oh, before he's Storm Shadow.
As a soldier, you'll get to see the bow shooting, and we've been practicing that a little bit. Wow. You'll get to see the development of those characters and how they became those characters.
Now, do you have any speaking parts? Do you actually talk in this?
Yeah, I'll have a few. I think more of this is going to focus more on the war and kind of the PTSD. And a little, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I believe it's going to kind of show more of the relationship between Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes, and show how they were really close and brothers, and then something that drove them apart to become mortal enemies there at the end.
There you go, because of the different the first G.I. Joe shows us they were little kids, how that type of thing, and how they was in martial arts together. And that type of thing. So that's going to be interesting how you do that. So the same people that did the G.I. Joe,
these are totally different people. So they had known that I played Storm Shadow in this one, and they had asked me to do it in this one. So it was a totally different person, different production company.
Oh, wow, man.
So he had reached out and said, hey, you're playing him, but would you like to play him again? So I said, sure,
Okay, it's going to be filmed in...
So this is going to probably be filmed in the South somewhere, maybe Arkansas, maybe Louisiana, somewhere like that. They got to make it look like the jungles of Vietnam.
Right. So you have to do
I think we'll probably go down to the South and film with,
road trip for you. Man.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun to go down there. They're working with a great cast and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Now your other movie that you wrote, this is a big one now. Hopefully that you going to start filming pretty soon. Is called Flex.
Yes.
Now tell us a little bit about that.
So I didn't
that looks
write
pretty
that.
Good.
There was a different writer.
Okay.
But I was contacted by them.
To direct
it?
Oh, okay.
So I read the script and wanted to direct it, and so I'm going to direct that and probably play a role in there. Probably do a fight scene or something. Yeah,
you can do a cameo like you did.
Yeah, probably play an assassin or something. Just play someone that gets beat up and and everything. But yeah, directing it and this film is going to be one. This is kind of more of that. We like kind of. What do I want to call it? Clerks film for Kevin Smith. He kind of did that.
Yes.
He made his kind of independent film and it blew up, and made him famous. And so I think this film will kind of be similar to that. It's kind of a revenge story and kind of strong female character and kind of like Kill Bill meets.
Oh yes.
It's kind of Kill Bill meets Jason Bourne type of thing. And so it'll have some kind of cool.
That sounds good.
Martial arts action, but kind of the spy type of thing with the story and different things like that. So I think it'll be good. So.
Yeah, and now the lead to this person, she's a martial arts.
Yeah, so the lead, her name is Zelda Gay. She's a very, very good martial artist from New York, and she does Shotokan, or not Shotokan. I'm sorry, she's gonna kill me. But she does karate, and she's, I think, a 3rd degree, and she's also a stunt woman. She does stunts. She's done stunts for films and stuff in New York and everything. And she's an overall badass. So,
yeah, she looks like it.
And so we were like, you know what, let's cast her. So she's gonna come out. We're gonna fly her in and have her play the lead role, Flex, in the film and everything like that. So she's kind of embraced that and started training for it.
Oh, good,
getting in the regiment training, and I know the stunt guys and myself, we've all started the training for it and everything. So I think we're gonna hopefully maybe if everything goes right, we can film it in April, May.
Around during the springtime, huh?
Yeah, hopefully in the springtime sometime is Hopefully that gives us right now gives us about 6 months for pre-production. So that should be good to kind of get everything organized, everything ready, and then kind of go from there.
And you can't say this, but you may have a named person.
Yes. So you know, one of the exciting things is we'll probably we have been speaking to some people, and hopefully we can get this. We have an award-winning actress coming in. She's very famous. People will know who she is when she's in it.
But we will know then as soon as she appears.
Yes. So you know. You can't officially announce it yet, but once we can, then I will and everything.
You come back on the show and you announce it.
Yeah, I can definitely do it. I'll let you know and I'll come back on and we can talk about that more.
Yeah, talk about her and I'm excited about this movie. I saw the poster when he's on the show first time. We had the poster. The poster looks really nice. Is that the poster you're going to use? Or you're going to do?
No, we're going to do some different ones. We're going to hopefully. I would like to go out to New York to meet up with her and do some photos and some shooting and maybe film kind of a short film with her and everything, kind of to get her ready. But I think we're going to go out there and do a photo shoot with some photographers and some promo shoots.
Okay, wow,
kind of with costuming and everything, kind of getting ready.
My goodness,
for it.
man, this is a project.
Yeah, it is.
This is a pretty good project for you.
It was brought to me. It was one of those things that, you know, when I first read it, I said, and then I started talking, and you know, a lot of people said, and then a lot of people who knew what the film was about and said, you know what, this could be a big thing. This could be something that could help your career and really blow you up. So I said, I thought about it a little more, and I said, okay, let's do it. You know, I think it can be done. You know, it's a hard shooting schedule, rigorous shooting schedule.
Yeah, it is, man.
Right now, we planned on shooting it in 10 days, the entire film in 10 days.
10 days.
And so, you know, it's going to be tough doing it, but I think, you know, we can do it. We can. I've got the crew and everything to do it, and if we're organized.
Local peoples are involved.
We're going to use some Iowa people, but we're also going to fly people in from New York, Louisiana, Texas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, you know, everywhere, New York, everywhere. So kind of stunt guys and stunt people and just crew. And my goal is to have crew. I'd like to have all minority crew.
That would be nice.
People of color and women and different things like that on crew. And with same thing with our director of photography is a woman, which doesn't happen a lot. You know, there's not a lot of women DPs out there. So you know, having one, and because this is a strong female character, I thought, you know, and maybe shoot it from the eyes of a woman, because men, we have this vision of what we think women are, and so in films, when we write a film, we write how we think women talk and speak, but they don't actually do that. Women will read it and go, we wouldn't actually say that, I wouldn't actually do that. And I think when you shoot it, when you're a male, you shoot it kind of from a perspective of a male too. So I think having a female do it, and then also with action and everything else, I think having a female do it will kind of give it a different story and a different maybe flavor to it that women can enjoy. Because, you know, action films, sometimes women don't like. I mean, I know women that like action films too, but sometimes they just don't like it. And hopefully this will get them interested and say, you know.
It would definitely with a lead female character, a strong lead female character.
Definitely.
Yeah, you can't lose with that. You really can't. Yeah, you can't lose that. So yeah, that I mean, like I said, when I saw the poster, it was a really good poster. You know, that type of thing, and you're filming it in Iowa, which is a wonderful thing. You know, now doing that, do you have to go through different channels? Because, you know, what's the process?
So Iowa, we do have a film office, and you know, they help you with, like, you know, getting certain things and everything, but essentially you just film it. You know, Iowa is one of the states for filmmaking. You don't need permits to do a lot of things. You don't need to film. I don't need to go and get a permit to film on the sidewalk or anything, you know, so it's really easy to film in Iowa. It's really, you know, you can just go on the street and go, oh, we're going to film a movie here, and you know, you don't need anything. You don't have to pay extra money for it.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful.
You know, certain places you do, you know, if you want to film at a public location, you might have to get permission, but most things you don't have to. So that's kind of the nice and appealing thing about filming in the Midwest and in Iowa especially. So.
You know, because that's true, because people don't know this, but I was in a rap video without me even realize I was in a rap video. They came in and was filming, doing a rap video over where I was working at, and just so happened somebody said, "Hey man, you know, you in a rap video? Rap video? What time? I don't rap." But and you know, and so it's weird. They just started filming and it was rapping, and you know, and it kind of went viral, whatever. and people just tell me that I'm in the video, you know, they came in to get something, and I waited on them, blah blah blah, whatever. But it's weird. You're right. They just, you know, it's free enterprise. You come in here, you can do your thing, unless it's something really important, really big, like the state capitol or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have
to get permission.
Yeah, you permit. Yeah, so tell me. So, what is one of your goals you be doing in 2019, man?
Well, hopefully, if everything goes well with Flex, I won't have to be doing anything else but that. You know, just working and promoting the film and everything. You know, just did recently last year did a film called Level Up, which is another film that we filmed it in Omaha, Nebraska. Played a character named Jinsu.
Okay.
It's a movie about these kids who find an old video game, and they start playing it, and they get kind of sucked in. The game starts coming to life around them.
Right.
So they meet the characters in this kind of evil kind of society that's in the game, and they kind of meet all the characters and different things. So I play this character named Jinsu, who's kind of this member of this kind of evil organization. He's kind of the assassin for them type of thing. So
okay.
I did that. That film is actually playing in February. The premiere will be in February 7th in Nebraska. So in
really?
Omaha. They're gonna play
Omaha,
in the
Nebraska.
Theater in Omaha. We're hopefully, maybe if we're lucky, we can get it here in Iowa and stuff
Yeah,
like that. But
get it.
definitely in Omaha.
I mean, come on, you live here. You got to come back home, man.
Definitely.
You got to come back home. You know?
We filmed it all in Nebraska. Some great stunt guys. There was a lot of stunt people in that film.
Really?
A lot of martial arts stuntmen from all over and stunt women from all over. Some guys in like X-Men and different things like that.
That were in.
One of the stunt guys that did some stunt work for Wolverine, the Logan.
Right. Logan, yeah.
So there was a lot of kind of stunt guys.
Wow, that was amazing,
so
man.
Big film and a lot of big stunts, jumping off balconies and different things like that. And doing.
Did you have to do all that type of stuff?
A little bit, yeah. I did some of it. Day one, I kind of injured my ribs. I thought I'd broken them and during a fight scene. So I was very ginger. So there were a few things that we were doing, and a couple of them I just sucked it up and did it. There was a fight scene in a house that we did, but jumping over the things, I kind of said, you know what? Maybe I'll let the other guys do that.
Yeah, right.
Well,
how'd you do that? You did a move.
So it was with the picking you up and slamming you down.
We were
doing a fight scene. And the guy I was working with, he was an actor and not a stunt guy. And so I told him, I said, he couldn't get it. And I said, just throw me. I said, just do it. Just pick me up and throw me down. So he did. And he did. His shoulder landed right in my ribs. At first, I didn't feel it. But then after a while, I started saying, oh, man, my ribs kind of hurt. So I didn't break them. I think they just kind of bruised them. But I was very tender and sore.
Yeah, right.
And
oh, my goodness, man.
So it was one of those things. So it's just one of those things. It's just kind of stunt guys. You know, you kind of do that. Man. You get tired after a while. And just do it.
Look, y'all don't get no type of glory. Y'all should get some type of recognition. But then I guess it was award show for stunt people on MTV, whatever like that. Stunt people awards, whatever like. I mean, because y'all get the stuff that you have to do.
Yes.
Just to make it realistic and real, but people
sometimes it is for those guys.
I know.
So some of those guys, it is real.
Sometimes you get hit really. Have you ever been hit?
Yeah, there's been a couple times on a set that I've, the actor that doesn't know anything about fighting or anything, and they just can't get the punch. So I'll just tighten my jaw and say, just hit me. And then they'll just kind of, hit and kind of just react to it. But generally we try not to do it. If I'm with another stunt guy, generally they can get it and they can put it right here and not hit hard, and you can react and everything.
Right.
But with some of the actors that don't know a lot about it, it's a little bit harder, A lot of people think, punching's an easy thing, but to make it look real, it's kind of it's an art form.
I know it is an art form because number one, I've seen say take WWE, whatever. Now that's acting, but it's real, but it's acting, and hitting each other. I've seen do it and miss them a mile away with whatever, but to react to it. But you know what? So you do have to have an art for it. You got to know timing is so important in doing that. You got to have the right timing and between both parties.
Oh yeah, and that's the hard part. When you work with actors who don't do that. working on the timing. When I work with another stunt guy or another martial artist, it's like a dance. We usually can do it in 5 minutes. You go out there in 5 minutes and boom, we're done. With an actor, you kind of have to stop and go, okay, hold on, we got to do this. Stop, do it again. Stop, do it again. Stop, do it again. Make it look good.
Right.
Generally, I tell someone if you do it, I'll make you look good. I'll fall, whatever.
Because you know how to do that type of stuff.
Yes, definitely. I'll throw my body down or something. But it's just it is what it is. So.
I know. So okay. So we got 3 minutes left. So what's coming out of right now? You'll be doing Flex.
Yeah.
You be filming Flex.
And then hopefully do a TV show, or hopefully to do a kind of the first ever Asian superhero TV show.
That
and
will
different thing
be
like that. It's called Red Steel.
Red Steel.
It's kind of a darker story, kind of about a B-level action star, kind of who gets his big break in this film called Red Steel, but then his family is killed and no justice is brought to him, so he decides to take justice into his own hands. So he steals the suit, the armor from the movie, and uses it to go out and fight justice. But his older brother is a cop for the city, so he tells him he knows that it's him. And he kind of warns him, like, if you do this and become a vigilante, I'm going to take you down. So he kind of has this thing with his brother kind of chasing after him as a cop. At the same time, he's fighting the bad guy. So they're kind of fighting the same enemies, but he's also fighting his brother kind of back and forth and
man.
Different things like that.
Interesting. So that's going to be like hopefully a series.
Yes,
on television.
I've written 3 episodes so far, and we're hoping to maybe do 10 episodes. So
that'll be one. Now that I would be so much interested. Are you going to be in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to play the older brother, the detective.
Okay.
And then we have a guy named one of the stunt guy and an actor named Toom who's going to play the main character, the guy that gets his role kind of puts on the suit, becomes a superhero. And
then he feels like he's a superhero with that suit on.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
And he's got to also hide his identity since he's a B-level action star. People know who he is, so he can't just go out and fight crime. So he's kind of covering up his face. But throughout the series, you might see his suit transform. He might get something more form-fitting and something better because he uses the suit and gets a lot of PR, and then people start thinking it's him. So he says, I better not do that again. Yeah. So he creates his own kind of suit type of thing.
There you go.
And
that's going to be interesting.
Fights crime or tries to fight crime.
So you writing the script to that, or you?
Yes, we're writing the script to that. I'm writing the script to that right now, and kind of trying to write maybe 10 episodes for a series and everything.
Yeah.
So.
Now you got to come back on that right there. You got to come back on the show and let me know what's going on with that one.
Yeah.
I know if a network's going to pick that up, whatever, or it's going to be.
I'd like to try to sell it, get it out there.
Get it out there to a network or cable.
Yeah, definitely.
Cable
somewhere out there.
Yeah, so. That would be a good, because we need more minorities out there doing positive things, doing things, in movies, series, that type of thing. So I just can't wait. It sounds like a really good script. Yeah. Yeah, I really can't wait to see that. So, but hey, damn, time always flies when we're talking, man. But I want to thank you for coming back on the show
definitely.
again,
No
Nick.
problem.
And
I appreciate it.
Man, I can't wait to the movie The Ninja. That man, I always forget, it goes my mind. You playing Storm Shadow?
Yes, in G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. That one come. I can't wait to get that. That be on YouTube or whatever. That, and then Flex. That right there. So you got a lot of things in the fires, man.
Yes.
A lot of things in the fire.
Oh yeah.
Man. So okay, quickly we only got a minute left. Would you want to say something? What advice would you give to other up and coming people that want to do what you do?
I think if I could say one thing, it would just be to do anything and everything that you can starting off. I always thought, you don't do that project, only do these projects. But then people start looking at experience, and if you have none, you don't get hired. So just start off with short films. You don't have to, hit a home run right away. Do some short films, do some, different things, and then keep working your way up and just keep, moving up and keep driving and grinding and moving forward and, eventually just practice your craft, hone it. That's the one thing is just practice it, make it as perfect as you can, and then go. One thing I was told about writing a script was, don't worry about writing it and getting it out there so fast. Worry about spending 2 years if you have to, writing that script as perfect as you can get it, and then send it out, because that's the script people want. They don't want something that you wrote
scribbled
in 70 pages in 4 days, and then send it out there and they go, oh, there's a lot of stuff missing. If you spent 3 years writing the script and it's perfect, and you send it out there, that's the one that people want to read. So same thing with acting, same thing with this, just hone that.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. That's good. So man, thank you. Now that's good advice. I want to thank you Nick for being on the show again,
no problem, man.
I want you back on again, man. Follow up on what's going on with your career,
Appreciate
my friend.
it, man.
No problem. And well, I want to say where I'm at. Okay, I'm here. I'm at my camera. You know what? I want to say this to everybody. You know what? Like Nick said, you got to hone your craft. Don't never give up on your dreams. Keep following your dreams. Keep doing what you have to do. You know what? The sky's the limits. Nick said what Nick's doing. He's living his dreams. So I want to say this. Don't give up your dreams. And Denzel, I'm sorry for bumping you again, man. But next time, man, we'll get you back on the show. I have to have my friend Nick on the show. But Denzel, hey, don't get upset with me. I'll have you on the show, sitting here with me, talking to me. So I love you, Denzel. Hey, Mom, I love you. And I want to say to everybody, always keep sounding profile and always keep it classy. I'm out of here.